evening, ladies and gentlemen. A very good evening to you. My name is Dr. Sandra, and this is my channel. It's called the RoyalQ University channel, a channel dedicated to all things forex, crypto, indices, and stocks, charting, training, teaching, coaching, and AI bots as well. So today is Friday, the 25th of February, 2022. This is the last Friday of the month of February. It has been quite a tumultuous week, a very drama-filled week. Russia, in the person of Vladimir Putin, invades Ukraine. That made the markets, from crypto to indices to stocks to HFX to gold to silver to the metals to oil, go haywire. Things are happening. On the one hand, people are saying that it's a short, sharp, and precise bombing exercise. Well, is it? By this time next week, we will find out. On the other hand as well, some people are saying it's the beginning of the end, a long, protracted season of bombings, allegations and counter allegations, and the drama really is beginning to play out. But as far as you and I are concerned, yes, it is right and just that we are interested. It is right and just that we keep our ears close to the ground. It is wise and just that we watch our investments, that we can take decisive actions. It is wise and just that as part of our risk management of our finances, of our wallets, and of our portfolios, that we use sessions such as this to be able to protect our finances, because there's always that danger that lurks, that if you blink for too long and then open your eye, finances will be decimated. Well, we certainly hope not. So this evening, I'm going to be charting before you Bitcoin, helping us understand the what, the where, the how, the who, the when, the which, the what, the wherefores. And equally, I'm also going to be charting S&P 500 as an index. And I entered into a trade about an hour ago. It's actually doing very well. I entered a number of trade positions. So I'm going to be going through, showing you my trade position on the screen, as well as charting up S&P 500 before you, so that you can begin to understand how wonderful the markets have been as well. There's a saying that goes, one man's meat is another man's poison. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not decided on picking up Forex as a skill, you need to. You can see that it seems to be the only constant thing in this age of uncertainty. How beautiful is it that as the markets were tanking and plunging and plummeting, there were people making, I'll give you an estimation. On gold, return on one lot costing $1,800 brought in $12,000 profit for those who had put their money in. Can you imagine making $12,000 on a lot of gold? The story was even better for crude oil. On one lot of crude oil that cost $710, the profit on that was $17,000. Things are happening. The time is right. The time is now to take up Forex as a skill. I am an IT consultant and been an IT consultant for over 20 years, chiefly in the city of London, but with footprint in a number of countries over the world. Ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you that having designed all sorts of systems and charted all sorts of analytics up, I'm finding it extremely interesting, this newfound skill of mine. And so I want to open this world to you. I want to show you what Forex can do. I want to possibilitize you. I want to open up your mind's eye. I want to teach you. I want to reach you. I want to handhold you through the process. I want to mentor you. I want you to like my YouTube page. Like it. because there's a great many more content where this is coming from. I do a lot of charting over the weekend, so expect quite a few charts from me this weekend. Once you subscribe, the good news is that you are going to be one of those who are permanently able to be notified as soon as I come online. And you want to, don't you? You would like to. It is good that you are. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is hot off, straight from the oven, hot off the press, as we say. Join me as we now begin the business of charting. My first chart is going to be it's going to be Bitcoin. So, ladies and gentlemen, I bring before you the Bitcoin chart. And what I'm going to do is going to be charting right from the beginning. And I'm going to clean my diagram out because, of course, I have been doing a lot of charting. And you can see that my charts are quite busy in some respects, but I'm going to start with a clean palette to give us all an opportunity to understand how I arrived at the decisions that I have arrived at. Charting is a beautiful skill. It's a great skill. I actually find it very therapeutic. I find charting gives me peace. And so, when you got jump from chart to chart to chart to chart, even my husband says to me, he says, my God, you seem to spend more time on the charts these days than anything else, and I have a great other things, many things that I do. But he understands my peace that I find when charting. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me bring you into my world as I enter into the day, into the month by month perspective for charting. This is Bitcoin, and as we can see, the record started in 2014. 1st September 2014 is what my computer is telling me. In the fullness of time, we can see that after a period of stillness in the market, according to this month time frame chart, flat out, and then all of a sudden a burst of activity from around there were spurts of activity with Bitcoin, but the sustained uptrending, the sustained rise took place from about 2020 was when we saw the spectacular. So let's continue to explore this. So the month-long, month time frame gives us this view. And so what I'm also then going to do is to go into the week charting. You can also see that the week charting very closely resembles the month charting, but it's at a lower level of abstraction. The same thing, that uptrending. So I'm actually going to start my diagramming from the daily, and this is what the daily is telling us. This is Bitcoin on the daily. So to get our heads around this, we have to immediately plot our crucial support lines and resistance lines. Bitcoin currently, as you can see, I'm using Coinbase chart, and the price is 39,013. So plotting my support and resistance, there's an art to this craft, and as I said, I teach this. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know if this is a skill that you want me. I'm thinking of setting up charting parties, using the weekend as my charting party, giving people the opportunity to be able to chart during the weekends, because weekend is when we spend the weekend charting up and cleaning up our charts, getting ready for the trading week that is to come. So very quickly, you can see that I've applied some rules and some methodology, and I've got myself a series of supports and resistances zones plotted on my chart. So the next thing to do, and you can clearly see we're right to use the flag concept. You can clearly see that You can clearly see that we are making, higher highs here. Higher highs here, which is what we want to understand. So it's an uptrend, a sustained uptrend, and you can see that according to the chart, sustained high highs. So the next thing to do to this chart is to take it down to the 4-hourly. We've plotted the support and the resistance line. Yes, the shifts in momentum really we can see takes place from this instance. And so keeping that as our focus, we can see that although in the fullness of time, the trend was uptrending for Bitcoin, we can see that since the 11th of November 2021, there has been a sustained decrease and fall, downtrending in Bitcoin. So we can see that downtrending in Bitcoin has been the larger story that we can tell about the Bitcoin chart. So if we get closer into this detail, you can see that although the price of Bitcoin has risen up since 2014, according to what this diagram is telling us, since last November, we have had a series of dips in the market. Sustained lower lows is what we can see. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is a way of recognizing, a way of documenting the trend. But what I want to do today is use the patterns basis, because I find that to be the most mathematically correct way of working. So I'm keeping the focus on the now. This is the latest position of Bitcoin. 38,000 now, 927. That is the figure that I am seeing on my screen. Bear with me, please. So I quickly check my fantastic trade. That's it, still doing well. So I'm going to document. We can see that as at yesterday, which is when the news was hot about Vladimir Putin. Yesterday was the 24th. This dip, you can see the dip in Bitcoin. There was a sustained dip. That sustained dip gave rise to market. It was as a result of markets being panicked, markets being shell-shocked with what was happening. Of all that anybody could have predicted, this February, nobody could have predicted that we would have been talking about a war in Europe, nonetheless, a war that Russia has started. This has affected the market, and the market is going absolutely bananas. But there is a silver lining, because as at today, when we chart the opportunity that emerged for Bitcoin, you can see here that there was a monumental increase, a shift. There was a monumental downtrending yesterday, but as at today, a monumental increment in the price of Bitcoin. Were we to measure this, let's use our ruler, ladies and gentlemen, absolutely blinding. 557,000, 5,570 rather, over 16.25% rise in Bitcoin price. 16.25% rise in Bitcoin. My God. Whoa, we don't get that sort of trajectory often. We don't at all. So what I want to explore is this. I want to explore how long this rise will be for. I want to use this opportunity to explore to what extent the rise will go to. I want to also use this as a practical teaching session where I'm able to help you understand what it is that the market is saying, with reference to Bitcoin. I can see that there's a support line here. Okay, good. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me now start. I've understood the trend over time. I've understood the trend over time. I've understood the position of Bitcoin. I've understood the state of the market, the variables that we must consider. Now let us dig in deeper. Let us understand what has happened here. This is the 4-hourly. As I get in closer, I can begin to see the emergence of patterns. So when I do the analysis, let me take that off. When I do the analysis as permitted by this diagram, I can immediately see that that bearish market dip resulted in a W pattern, a double bottom pattern, but the focus is on today, so I'm going to be doing a new pattern to understand. We'll take this from this impulse and we can see now that we're making higher highs. Let me put this in a different color. The position is that it's making higher high. There's the intent of Bitcoin is to continue to remain bullish. I know a number of friends of mine who placed some trades yesterday and made some crazy money from Bitcoin pushing forth the way that it did. So if I expand this, I want to be able to understand the extent of the retracement. So meaning that according to the retracement thus far is 0.382, potentially we don't know the extent to which that retracement will happen. That retracement could be 0.382, 0.5, 0.618, 0.786, or it could even go lower, or 1.27, it could be lower. Nobody knows. But from what I can see so far, we are making higher highs and on the top and the bottom. So that bodes well. So the market is bullish. Going into the weekend, Bitcoin is bullish. Will it continue to fall? We keep an eye on this. Let's take it down to 30 minutes to 15 minutes. You can see that the market is not without its drama. You can see that when we home in some more, the market's making higher highs and also lower lows, especially as we get towards the end of play. We're coming towards the end of play and we can see that the market is making lower lows. So the market is chilling. The market is chilling. So, yeah, let's see. So the extent to which the market will fall, I don't know. The extent, you can see there's a long bearish candle. It's a bearish engulfing. So I'm sure that the market has taken note of this, and there's all sorts of beautiful things that must be happening as I speak. But ladies and gentlemen, the market is the market, and we continue to receive wonderful surprises. I certainly am hopeful of the fact that, bear with me as I close some trades. I'm closing my S&P trades. And yeah, that's it. So that's it. That's the Bitcoin position. So I've discussed the patterns. The latest candlestick is giving us a bearish engulfing. So we can see that that begins to announce a dip in the market. And we wait and see. It is now UK 6:10 p.m. Let's wait and see what the what plays out before us. But we've had a good week. We've had a good week. We've had a good week with Bitcoin. Were I to do a to get an idea of what that retracement, well, after it goes down, assuming that this is it now for this for the Bitcoin chart, you know, we can see that currently it's on minus 0.27. It's on minus 0.27. And for us as traders, ideally, the swing that we will be looking for certainly would be higher than this. So, ladies and gentlemen, Bitcoin is falling. Retracement, we don't know the extent to which it could retrace because it hasn't finished falling yet. You can see that it's still falling. The market has gone bearish. It's still falling. Let's wait and see what the evening brings. Let's wait and see what the weekend brings. Let's explore more candlestick patterns. But this is the position for Bitcoin. So at some point, even after it finishes dipping, ultimately, it will rise. And that has always been the pattern of the market. That's not going to change. Not for all the tea in China. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bitcoin position. I hope I have helped you to understand it well. Now let us go to Standard & Poor. I want to very quickly show you. Well, let me first of all go to Standard & Poor. Yeah. I charted this earlier. And the chart was making a lower low. I was in the trade yesterday, and the buying trend, the uptrend changed to downtrend. And so, you know, before you say Jack Robinson, we entered into the downtrend market. And this was it yesterday. We entered into a very dramatic, you know, long tail bearish market. And, you know, depending on what type of trade you were in, you could continue to remain or you could take up new sell positions, new pot positions. So I quickly exited the market because I had a trade on an uptrend. And but as at today, the market has taken a dramatic turn for the better. If we look at these patterns on the screen, we can see that there's a bullish pattern making a high, and you can also see that as far as the EMAs and EMA 4, 50 and 20 are concerned, you can see that EMA 4 has gone up. You can see that EMA 50 has also gone up. You can see that they're all above the EMA 200. Clearly a bullish market. The market is making a high. And the trend, when I did the charting for Standard & Poor yesterday, I'm going to show you. I did the diagramming and I realized that it was giving me lower lows. So that was the chart that I documented. Lower lows, you can see the blue flags. So lower lows, and the patterns as well were giving me lower lows, and ultimately resulting in the market dipping yesterday. But the good news was today, the market has been doing really about a few minutes ago, I placed some trades. About an hour ago, I placed some trades. Let me show you my screen. It was just a quick trade, nothing dramatic. Nothing dramatic. Let me just quickly show you. Okay. Metatrader 4. Yeah, I entered into the Standard and Poor trade. Let me just quickly route you guys through something here. The brush, that's it. So yeah, if we go to Metatrader 4, we can see, according to what I said, that it's been good today. Oh, hang on. We've seen, let's view. Okay. Bear with me, I'm trying to share another screen so we can really have a wonderful experience. It didn't connect. Okay, we'll leave that alone. But yeah, I was in the Metatrader position. Yesterday, I did the mapping for this, and it was a lower low, bearish flags, and that confirmed, double confirmation with the patterns, double confirmations with the trends, double confirmations with the double bottoms, double confirmation with the double tops as well. Double bottoms today then confirmed the bullish intent of the market, and the market has been very, very bullish. I really have enjoyed placing some trades here. The market has been very, very bullish. Very, very bullish. And as we speak, this is UK 6:17 p.m. We can see that the tail end of the market, it's entered into some sort of bearish manifestation, but we can see that the trend has changed. We've gone to from making double bottoms to making double tops. We've gone from making double bottoms to making double tops. So the market is bearish. You can see that it's above the 200. It's above the 200 mark. Price action is above the 200. You can see that as at yesterday, the price action was below the 200. So ladies and gentlemen, things are happening, and the market continues to live. The market continues to breathe. The market continues to do what it is we want it to do. The market continues to satisfy us. The market continues to pulse. The market continues to make money. I hope you're making money. I'm making money. This is why you need Forex as a skill. You need to step up your game. Your financial life cannot be dependent on a single source of income. It is too dangerous to be one-dimensional. My God, it is too dangerous to be one-dimensional. I find myself to be a perpetually learning individual. It is part of my makeup. I love to learn. I love to learn, unlearn, relearn. In this jet age, we can't just sit there and do nothing. Everybody is all about being bigger, better, bolder, brighter. How about you? I trust that this analysis today has helped you. I am hoping that you are enjoying the session. Continue to subscribe to my channel. There's many more where this came from. I'm going to release some more videos this weekend where we're going to chat some more, and we're going to understand the price action. I want to get into cryptos and understand price action, and I'm thinking of doing some metaverse coins and some ecosystem, blockchain ecosystem coins, some very strong coins that no doubt will become yummy and wonderful propositions for those who invest in it. So ladies and gentlemen, I am trusting you're going to like my video after watching it. Do stay tuned for more content to come from me. Once again, my name is Dr. Sandra, and